So this is the Rachel Alexandra Stakes, and it's an Oaks Prep at the fairgrounds, and it's the 13th race, running a mile and a 16th for 3-year-old fillies on the Saturday card, and this is a good field. It's a small one, but it's pretty meaty. We've got Vivi's Dream, who was a prominent 2-year-old last year, and Alpine Princess, who won the what the hell was the name of that race? The Untappable Stakes. And we have Intricate, who's kind of a new shooter, who's been making a little bit of noise, as well as West Omaha, who just won the Silver Bullet Day. So this is a good compact field, and we'll take a look at them one at a time. Tarifa is one of those, one of those 3-year-olds that always shows up earlier in the year, who got going a little late, but has done pretty well. In the same level race in the 3-year-old debut, an optional claimer for 100,000, showed an improved effort and some grit battling down the stretch to get up in time. It wasn't quite as good a race field-wise as the prior, but she definitely looked more comfortable than before. She took advantage of a slow pace, which may have led to the added kick late, so you have to be a little concerned about that. And it wasn't a career top speed figure, but another jump does seem pretty likely. Being trained by Brad Cox, I think that's logical to expect. But I'm just not sure a breakout performance is imminent. And I think this horse probably is more likely for under. Hopefully we'll get some decent value to fill out the bottom of the trifecta. Just got a feeling watching this one run that I don't see whether that premium effort is expected. So could be wrong, but that's the way it looks to me. Number 2 is Panic. There are 2 big steps up here. First at a route and first at a graded stakes in the 3rd career start. And the last was at 5.5 furlongs. So I'm going to wait one. I don't see enough here to get excited about. I'll pass. Perfect Shot certainly has a pedigree, being by Gunrunner and Whisper Hill Farm, Steve Asmussen, Joel Rosario, lots to like connections-wise. In the Silver Bullet Day, showed improvement with the class jump in the 3-year-old debut, and it closed well to get second. The quality of the race is a little questionable, though, and she was able to rate off a slow pace, and I think that's significant, and that as the distances have been getting longer, the late fractions for her at 2 years old were decreasing, while the early ones were increasing, and sometimes that's a sign of a horse who may be challenged class-wise moving forward. She's going to have Alpine Princess to deal with on the front end, and this one's really going to need to step it up, I think, to be competitive here. So I'm going to let this one go. And number 4 is Intricate, and this is a pretty cool horse. I love the Goldenrod. Got a really nice, patient ride from Tyler Gaffleone, and when asked, had plenty to dispatch what was a pretty decent field. And I think this one's progressing well, and it may have the class to get up here while not being tuned up all the way in the 3-year-old debut. So there's a lot to like in term for Intricate. The one issue may be that Alpine Princess getting on the lead unmolested may be tough to overcome. But I think this one has a lot of class and upside, and being by Gunrunner, as we know, should be getting better as she gets older. So I like Intricate a lot in this spot. Number 5 is Alpine Princess, and one like a good horse should in the Untappable, taking command after a slow start to wire the field. She had it all her way, however, and this is a step up in class. Has some gait issues at times, and a repeat of the last where she broke a little slow, got bumped, and then had to rush up, I think maybe would compromise winning this race, because probably would sap the kick she's going to need late against this bunch. But I think it's certainly possible. She had a fairly inconsistent 2-year-old campaign, but maybe she's getting it. And the last effort kind of shows that. And again, this one may be hard to rein in all alone on the lead. You do note that the other more prominent runners in here, much like the Risen Star, come from off the pace. So again, this tactically may be to Alpine Princess's advantage. Number 6, excuse me, is VV's Dream. And not so much the slop last time, but I think the slow start is what cost her the rags to riches, as West Sunset was able to get away unmolested. And, in the mud, a lot of times that's the way those races are run. And it was going to be awful hard to chase down without a perfect break. Has had gate issues in the past. It's not a real huge problem, but it is something that you have to think about. Had showed plenty of quality at 2, but again, gate issues, intermaiden as well as in the last race, were costly. She should be in good position behind Alpine Princess, and with a good break. She's shown plenty of class to factor late. But here's the one thing you got to wonder about. She is by Matoli. And Matoli was more of a sprinter miler. She does have Tappet underneath and has done well at 2 turns. But, racing against Candide in that stakes race, which the name escapes me right now, she didn't quite have enough to close the deal, although she had the trip and had the advantage of getting the first jump. So there's a little bit of question for me as far as whether or not this one really wants a mile and a 16th, but does have a lot of class and a lot of quality, debuting at 3. That again, that's also an issue whether she's going to be tuned up all the way. But I think certainly VV's Dream is one that you have to consider in this race. Number 7 is West Omaha. And didn't have an answer for Alpine Princess in the Untappable, and she's back here again. The greater concern to me is the reduced speed figure and the class plateau, despite the lesser quality of race when she won the Silver Bullet Day. Now, she's going to have to step it up here because this is a tougher field, and there are signs that perhaps she's reached a plateau right now as far as class and what she can handle. I think West Omaha in this race is probably more likely to be underneath, particularly since she comes from off the pace and she's got to deal with with Alpine Princess again. And I think you've got some other runners a little more prominent here. So to me, bottom of the exotics is more likely. So if we look at the running styles and how we're going to play this race, you see that, again, this is another instance where I don't know that there's anybody on the front end to the pace pressers who are really going to give Alpine Princess much of a bother. I think she should be able to get to the lead, and then the question will be whether or not she's good enough. She is taking a step up in class, and that's a concern to me, and particularly with Intricate and VV's Dream in here, I think that it's a tall order to wire this field, but she does have a very good chance from a tactical perspective. From the you see once again the horses that are most likely to challenge for the win, Intricate and VV's Dream, in my opinion, are both going to be coming from off the pace, so they are at a tactical disadvantage. However, the class is there, I think, on both of them, and perhaps they're a little classier than Alpine Princess is, and may be able to overcome it. And so, to me, I like Intricate in this spot. I think this is a horse on the come, and well, is debuting at 3, looks awful good to me, and another step forward I think is very likely. VV's Dream, I think, is one you have to think about for the win as well, but I'm a little concerned about the distance. Just wondering if it's optimum that she wants a mile or 16th or longer, but certainly a very classy filly, and I'll have every chance. So to me, Intricate is my pick, but I think Alpine Princess and VV's Dream are the other 2 logicals. So if we look at our wagering strategy here, we're going to go for a value play. I think Intricate, you might get a price given the presence of VV's Dream and Alpine Princess. So if I can get something maybe, 7-2, 4-1, somewhere in there, then an across the board value bet I think is the way to go. We're going to key box Intricate with Alpine Princess and Vivi's Dream, a key box there. And then we'll box the three of them as the most logical win candidates, 4, 5, 6. So if we do get Intricate home or in second place, we can double up there. For the trifecta, again, we'll key Intricate on top with Alpine Princess and Vivi's Dream in second. And then we'll round it out using Tarifa and West Omaha. I think that they're the two probably most likely to get up and under. And then we'll do a saver. We'll put Alpine Princess and Vivi's Dream on top with Intricate in second. And then we'll, again, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 underneath. So I think it's a small field, but I think it's a good competitive race. It is going to be tough to chase down Alpine Princess, but I think Intricate is the horse most likely to do it, and that's my pick to win it.